Euromaxx highlights, coming up on the show. Haute Joaillerie Victoire de Castellane shakes up the staid world of jewelry design. Customer is king, German firms that let you create your own product. Recorder Renaissance, classical music star Dorothee Oberlinger toots her flute. Euromaxx highlights. And here's your host, Karen Helmstedt.
Hello there and welcome to our highlights. And we start off with what's usually considered a fairly sedate mode of transport, the humble bicycle. But the BlackTrail is no ordinary bike. Rather, it's the world's fastest and most expensive electric bicycle designed and made in Germany. Now, electric bikes are all the rage here, and over the past 5 years, sales have increased dramatically. But this one is not aimed at the mass market. You could say it's the Rolls-Royce of its kind.
Taking a 60,000 euro e-bike for a spin. The speed of the electric motor is regulated by an accelerator on the handlebars, but riders can also use pedal power. This test rider is traveling at 45 kilometers per hour. But the fastest version of this e-bike can reach speeds of 100 kilometers an hour.
I don't know what a motorcycle feels like since I only ride bikes, but it's incredible how much power this electric bike has.
And this is where it's made, PG Bikes in Regensburg in southern Germany. In 2009, the company's founder had the idea to build this luxury electric bike, which officially isn't a bike at all.
According to German and European standards, the BlackTrail is a motorbike, so you need a motorcycle license to ride it. Or you can use the lighter scaled-down version and ride it like a 45-kilometer-an-hour moped or scooter.
Since 2008, the company has been building bikes and e-bikes for riders who appreciate modern technology and novel design. The company's BlackTrail model is attracting a lot of attention. It boasts a 16-horsepower electric motor, a battery which gives it range of up to 200 kilometers on a single charge, and it has ultra-lightweight carbon fiber parts normally used in Formula One race cars.
The special thing about carbon is that you can create and build all kinds of shapes from this fiber. It's also incredibly light and strong. You can see it here on this rim. It can hold up to 3 tons, weighs under 3/4 of a kilo, and you can't break the spokes no matter how hard you try. You can't twist or bend it.
The BlackTrail took 9 months and some 3 million euros to develop. A southern German company, which normally develops Formula One cars, helped design and build the e-bike.
The tough thing about developing the BlackTrail was that we wanted to top everything that had ever come onto the bicycle and motorcycle market. Not just the speed, but also the safety features, even down to the aluminum alloy screws. We wanted to be able to say every screw, every cable on this vehicle outperforms everything else on the market.
U.S. talk show host Jay Leno and Hollywood actor Orlando Bloom are customers. Bloom is even helping to market the e-bike.
To date, our clients are super rich business people who usually drive Bentleys or even more expensive cars, or Hollywood stars like Orlando Bloom who want to encourage a green evolution, even a revolution, on 2 wheels.
Just 667 BlackTrails will be produced. The first order came from a Regensburg businessman, Nicholas Fritsch. He wasn't put off by the 60,000 euro price tag. When charged with electricity from renewable sources, Fritsch says the BlackTrail is an environmentally friendly means of transport, and it's great fun.
It's a crazy feeling. I didn't expect it would ride like a motorcycle. As you can imagine, it's like a straight machine with all the trimmings. But it's also an e-bike. It's mad. And it feels like riding a bike, so you don't have to get used to that.
A few parts still need to be officially registered, but the first BlackTrails should be delivered by the end of April. Then it's happy trails for the e-bike of the future.
It's a pity none of those testers are wearing helmets, as they will, of course, be required with the BlackTrail. Well, taking pricey to yet another level. What haute couture is to fashion, haute joaillerie is for jewelry. Extravagant designs, luxurious materials, and sinfully expensive, all attributes that fit perfectly to the work of Victoire de Castellane. The Parisian-born daughter of French nobility was only a small child when she dismantled an heirloom bracelet of her mother's to make her first pair of earrings. Well, today she retains that childish wonder of beautiful things, and we met up with her at the exhibition of her first solo collection.
A new show from Victoire de Castellane attracts the crème de la crème of the Paris fashion scene. Yves Saint Laurent designer Stefano Pallati, the former editor-in-chief of French Vogue, Carina Reutfeld, and top German photographer Peter Lindbergh.
The first thing I did was have a good look at every single item. You really have to take your time because they're such small, beautiful objects.
Victoire de Castellane is the most sought-after jewelry designer in Paris. She doesn't talk about the prices of the items in this collection. Many of her creations are considered works of art, like these fantastic rings.
I imagine my pieces of jewelry as representing women who are experiencing something special. For example, this red necklace covered in small rubies and diamonds. For me, it represents a woman lounging on a sofa.
Victoire de Castellane is head designer at French fashion house Christian Dior. This engagement ring costs around 600 euros, but these items are much more expensive. Victoire de Castellane uses classic stones and fine metals in unconventional ways.
I love the world of children. I think that many of my creations remind women of their childhood, and this touches them. I want my jewelry to be a toy for them, a valuable toy.
J'aime aussi que ces bijoux, ces pièces soient comme des jouets précieux.
Victoire de Castellane discovered her passion for jewelry while still a little girl. At the tender age of 5, she created her first trinkets.
C'était ces couleurs très factices, des bijoux.
I had fake, brightly colored plastic jewelry, and I loved it.
Que je trouvais merveilleuse, et en fait
It was almost like I was obsessed with finding real gems that matched the strange colors of the fake jewels.
De fausses pierres dans des vraies pierres.
Despite having no actual professional training, she was hired by Chanel's costume jewelry division at the age of 20.
At the time, I was helping a friend who worked for Chanel's media office, and I knew Karl Lagerfeld. I'd seen him a few times because my uncle was his assistant. He had just started at Chanel. When he saw me, he asked if I wanted to work for him.
Karl Lagerfeld still has a ring she created and looks back fondly at their creative time together.
She has a very special personality. She had it already as a child. We worked together for 15 years. I'm delighted at her success. Personally, I didn't have time to look at the exhibition because I'm working on the new collection, but Victoire is a wonderful person.
Victoire de Castellane left Chanel for Christian Dior in 1998. Since then, her haute joaillerie creations have caused quite a stir. In 2007, she presented a collection in the virtual world of Second Life. In 2008, her jewelry was presented on an imaginary catwalk.
She's gone in a new direction and used materials in different ways. Her creations are spectacular and beautiful. She's managed to reinvent haute joaillerie and give it a new style.
Victoire de Castellane's first collection under her own name represents another personal milestone. Experts believe some of her creations cost more than €1 million. Few can afford to pay these prices, but anyone who is in Paris can go and take a look. The exhibition runs until March 22nd.
And if you're one of those people who's never quite satisfied with your breakfast cereal or even your chocolate bars, you're the target of a new trend towards mass customization. The desire for individualized products is widespread, and thanks to the internet, many firms are offering custom-tailored products online. The concept is taking off, and we checked out a handful of firms here in Berlin.
Papaya cubes sprinkled with hemp leaves. Candied lilac with gold dust, wasabi nuts with chilies and orange pepper. Each an individual and only a fraction of the estimated 27 billion combinations that customers of the Berlin company Chocri can design themselves.
We have a lot of clients who simply want to try things out. We have those who put some kind of horrible combination together and see if they can take it. But that's what's so nice about this. The basic ingredient is always chocolate. Even when someone puts together a really awful combination, the chocolate flavor is still there.
2.5 years ago, the startup began selling organic chocolate online that you can design yourself. Customers have 80 choices of toppings to put on 4 types of chocolate. In this case, necessity truly was the mother of invention.
Wir waren damals verzweifelt auf der Suche nach einem Geschenk.
At the time, we were desperate to come up with a gift idea. It was Sunday night. We'd worked with chocolate before, so we put together the first Chocri as an emergency present. It was so well received that it gave us the idea for a business.
Ja, die Inspiration da war für die Geschäftsidee.
At first, just 2 people ran it. Today, the company has 50 employees working in shifts to produce 100-gram chocolate slabs made to order. Every piece is created by hand and delivered by post. Orders come in from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Recently, they developed a line specifically targeted to the US.
We've been overwhelmed with sales and have had to constantly increase our capacity. We're finally at a point where we can cover the demand to some extent.
Foods you can put together yourself, such as muesli, liqueur, or tea blends, are all the rage. The term is mass customization. It refers to mass products that you can customize for yourself at affordable prices. The same thing is happening in clothing, be it individualized bags, shoes, or dresses. Berlin alone boasts around 30 firms offering mass customization.
Individual products have boomed here in the last couple of years. We have individual lifestyles, individual ways of working. Our society has become more multicultural. And with that comes the desire to have unique products. We know what's possible and are less willing to compromise.
Anyone not daunted by the sheer range of choices can also create their own perfume online and have it mixed in a lab. An award-winning Berlin company called Parfum began offering the service 2 years ago.
Believe
it or not, there are 28 billion possible combinations of scents. There's aqua, bergamot, lemon, lily of the valley, orange, mandarin, peach, apple, jasmine, rose, ylang-ylang, geranium, musk, sandalwood.
At the heart of the firm is the virtual fragrance designer. It's programmed to recommend scent combinations and help users make their own perfumes.
The challenge was to develop a website on which you can create your own fragrance without actually being able to smell it beforehand. We got around this by working a lot with images, with descriptions, and with our clients' memories.
One can select not only the scent, but also the bottle shape, name, and color of the fragrance. Those unhappy with the end result even get their money back. It's a concept Parfum's creators hope will help them conquer the US market.
The lowly recorder is an instrument with something of an image problem, and it's often dismissed as a starting tool for kids. But Germany's Dorothee Oberlinger has set about changing all that. She got her start on the instrument very young, like most of us, but then took it to the top league of classical music.
A recital featuring recorder and harpsichord. Dorothee Oberlinger is playing at the historic Erbdrostenhof in the city of Münster. The concert is sold out, despite the fact that the recorder doesn't exactly enjoy a stellar reputation in Germany.
It could have something to do with 30 school children all playing the soprano recorder at the same time in music class. And it's usually a plastic instrument that costs less than €2, so of course it sounds awful. Some people still have that sound in their ears and are surprised when they go to a concert.
It's brilliant how she can bring the instrument to life. It's really impressive.
It's fantastic how much passion and feeling she puts into it.
It's dance-like and lively, not at all stuffy.
Dorothee Oberlinger lives in Cologne and Salzburg. Here, in the birthplace of the Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, she has taught recorder for 7 years. The 41-year-old heads the Institute for Old Music at the world-renowned Mozarteum Music School.
It's a wonderful school. It's well known through its faculty and the many students who have graduated from here. Of course, it's nice to be able to work in a place like this.
She not only specializes in music of the Middle Ages, Baroque and Renaissance, but works with her students on their own compositions as well. Working at the Mozarteum is enriching, even for someone of Dorothee Oberlinger's standing.
Usually, I'm the one who has to do the thinking, figure out for myself how I want to get something across. And then the students come up with ideas that would have never occurred to me.
She had a traditional start in life. The preacher's daughter came from a family that appreciated music. She started playing recorder when she was 6.
This was my first recorder. My mother brought it back from Poland, and one for herself too, though that one is gone. As you can see, I was really diligent.
Oberlinger made her hobby her job. She studied recorder and began giving concerts across Europe. In 2007, she recorded the CD Italian Sonatas, which won her a renowned Echo Classic Prize the following year. In 2009, she recorded a piece with the Swiss duo Yellow for their album Touch.
I used this sub-bass recorder.
For the piece Takla Makan, Oberlinger played 6 different recorders. The musicians Boris Planck and Dieter Meier of the duo Yellow overdubbed them.
The nice thing about that was working without a score. A classical musician is always staring at a page of music. It's only rarely that you get to improvise. Here it was a case of reacting intuitively to what I heard.
The range is what Dorothee Oberlinger appreciates about her chosen instrument. Whether in modern compositions or classical works, she has amply demonstrated that the recorder is far more than a children's instrument.
Well, many women, including myself, will admit to having a weakness for shoes. And when you've seen Floris Van Bommel's footwear, it's easy to understand the same faible in a man. The 35-year-old from the Netherlands is the creative force behind his family's shoemaking business. His playful approach has completely rejuvenated his family's brand. And we met up with him at the opening of his label's first Dutch branch store in Amsterdam.
The shoes are young, fashionable and a little bit crazy, just like their designer, Floris Van Bommel. Dutch fashionistas have come together for his latest store opening to admire his new creations. Van Bommel finds it hard to believe how much excitement his shoes are creating.
It's really weird to start something. We started it 15 years ago, and that it turns out this big that we can open our own stores and that all these people show up. I thought nobody would show up.
The new store is in a prime Amsterdam location beside the Singelgracht Canal and surrounded by bars and trendy boutiques. It's popular with shoppers looking for something special. Van Bommel is a family-owned company in the 9th generation. It's currently run by 3 brothers. Renier is the managing director. Floris is the creative mind. And Pepijn is in charge of sales. Their father Frans retired 9 years ago. He's proud that his sons have turned a traditional company into a trendy label, despite economic difficulties.
We're the only factory in the Netherlands that makes shoes. That's fantastic.
The factory is located in this idyllic village of Merchestel, in the south of the country. Since the 1950s, the production facilities have been located behind these modest-looking walls. Today, the company makes modern footwear for international trendsetters. Classic lace-up shoes, colourful Chelsea boots, and sporty numbers. Floris Van Bommel is in charge of design. He starts out with pencil sketches, adding his own personal signature to each shoe. He always likes to introduce a little humorous touch into his work.
I designed this for the police, to help the police. When a burglar is wearing these shoes and they run away, like this, in the dark, then the police can follow the arrows.
The designer also loves rock music and as a sideline likes to compose songs for the firm's advertising campaigns.
Watch the TV explode, all the channels scream.
He gets his inspiration from some unusual sources, including his robot collection. But his creativity is only part of the success story.
We would not have had all the success that we are having with the Floris Van Bommel shoes had it not been for our history. Floris calls himself the 9th generation shoe dude.
The company is careful to choose the right fabrics. Floris travels to Milan several times a year to track down the best leather available. The special thing about the Van Bommel company is that nothing is automated. It turns out 190,000 pairs of shoes a year, all made by hand. Some production methods haven't changed in nearly 3 centuries.
Every stitch has been done by hand. And here it's 280 times that somebody holds the shoe and does something with it.
Customers can choose between classic Van Bommel designs, the luxury Noble Blue line, and Floris Van Bommel's trendy shoes. This lacquered shoe was made in collaboration with German soccer star Philipp Lahm to promote the German AIDS Foundation. A classic design with some interesting features, such as a pink inner sole and the footballer's initials.
I am always surprised that those famous people are always nice people. He was just very shy and modest, and we had a great time.
Back at the label's new store in Amsterdam, the Dutch fashion world is full of praise for the new collection.
And he seems to be able to to get us to buy modern stuff without us feeling uncomfortable.
He makes it more trendy and more fashionable shoes, not only for work or for business.
You can wear them with a pair of jogging pants, but you can also wear them with under your suit or even like your tuxedo.
And then the unconventional designer lets the opening party wrap up in a fitting way, with a performance by his favourite Dutch band, Raccoon.
Well, don't forget you can always catch our highlights show on our website. And with that, it's time for me to wrap up and sign off. So until next time, tschüss and auf Wiedersehen.